Here we go. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Money Talk Tuesday. I hope everyone had a nice Labor Day weekend. I know I did. I have a friend with a boat, and I went out on a boat 2 days in a row.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
fun. Haven't done that
You have
in
the right kind of friends.
the goal. That's the goal, to get some friends with boats and great activities. So anyway, did you have a nice Labor Day, Megan?
Oh, I did. We took a little road trip over to Rochester, Minnesota, and visited my sister for a little bit and her family. So that was nice. It was a quick trip, 8 hours on the road for a quick lunch, but it was delicious and the company was wonderful.
You know what? Sometimes just a ride is nice too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Just
So,
get out.
all right. So I love this topic because, as you know, because you work with my clients on the financial side, my one-on-one clients, that I teach people to bill in advance. Now, what happens when they bill in advance? They have money sitting in their accounts that they have not yet earned. Now, I know you call this something different. So why don't we just get right into it and you tell everyone what we're talking about today?
Yeah, so I like people to be able to envision their money that they're using as when does it belong to them, right? So a lot of times when I first start working with clients, they are spending tomorrow's money on today's expenses, like things that they're expecting to come in or things that have come in, but they haven't necessarily earned it yet. This happens a lot with companies who use a lot of debt to cover expenses. So they're using future revenue to pay for now expenses. And what I like to do, what we work with my clients, is we want to use last week's cash for this week's expenses and then move it to last month's cash for this week's expenses. And so the more of this direction of a gap that you have, the more fun and creativity you can have in your business, right? This side is where that panic starts to set in. And you're like, it's fine that I'm making this purchase because I have this sale coming. It's fine. And then you make it, and then you get this antsy feeling of things that they have to work out right. And so that's what we look at first, is like, what cash are you using?
Isn't it about, I'm getting a little feedback, isn't it about having enough of a cushion in your bank accounts so that, you have 6 months worth of expenses or 3 months worth of expenses? Doesn't it go hand in hand with that? Am I understanding it right?
It does. It works exactly with that. And once we, instead of putting, like having to go in and figure out the math on this, it's more about having the understanding of when you're making that purchase of, okay, that cash isn't earned yet, or that cash, I'm putting this on a credit card, which means I'm expecting my November self to pay for whatever this expense is. I mean, the most extreme example I came of this was there's a really well-known internet marketer out there, and he came to me and he was on this hamster wheel, right? And what was happening is that a launch that he was doing in September was going to bring in cash in October. He had to fulfill that all the way through January. So we're around the horn of the year already. But he was using this cash from October to pay for stuff from the last launch, right? So he was using cash that he actually doesn't earn until January to pay for all this stuff way back in June. So we wanted to change that. We wanted to get this gap to be closer and closer and closer, because we're not going to just flip the switch. It's not a switch that you just flip. It's just how far out can we get that cash to be on the other side of using today's cash for today's expenses.
Which to me translates in the simplest form is earn the money before you spend it. Okay, which is a little bit of a contradiction in a way, because sometimes you have to spend money to make money, but you want to, like you said, it doesn't happen overnight. Over time, you want to set yourself up where you have this ability to have enough money in your bank account that you can make these decisions without being on that hamster wheel.
Right. And do it in creativity, in a place of discovery and curiosity, rather than a state of panic and this has to work.
Right. I think what I have this pet peeve about the word retainer when it comes to specifically interior designers, how they take a retainer. To me, the word retainer means you then are going to give the money back, right? Or unless someone doesn't pay. So I'm always like, you have this retainer sitting in your account, but you really have not yet earned it yet. It also goes hand in hand with, I only take 50% of furniture before I purchase it for the client, but your profit is in the second half. So why are you doing that? Like, what store ever tells you to, I'll only take 50%, and when you get it delivered, I'll take the other 50%. Like, take everything so that it's actually, once you pay for that furniture, you actually have the money already in hand.
Yeah.
100% plus your profit. Am I making sense, or am I
It's not your money.
mixing my messages?
Not your money.
You got your money. The bottom line is, wake up every day and go, what money do I need to get today?
Right.
Yeah, it's really hard. I think interior design, I coach interior designers, and I also coach coaches and consultants. But interior design is one of the hardest business models, because there is this delay, and then there's this delay in freight and delivery and storage, and they don't always know what it's going to cost. So they're doing estimates, and then the account has to be reconciled. It's like very paper trail intensive, basically, right? Not necessarily paper, but computer. You have to really track everything so closely. But I think that if they're not taking their money in advance, they're often spending money that they have not yet earned.
Right.
Right. It's a catch-22. So growing your business, and it all goes, for me as a business coach, to you guys who are listening and to those who are going to watch on replay, it is about charging your worth, getting the money at the appropriate time during the process, and putting money aside to start building that cushion so that you can get more creative in your business, and you're not spending, the gap is closed, basically. You're actually spending money you have.
Exactly. Yeah. I talk about it kind of like the train coming down the tracks. Like, is that train going to hit you in the next week? Well, can we get that train can we get a little bit more of a head start, so it's not going to hit until 2 weeks? And then can we get a little bit more of a head start and just get farther and farther in front of that train until it's just not even on your mind anymore, and you have that sense of peace and fun and curiosity.
Right, because the minute you start to get that financial frenzy where, oh my God, I have to close this job, or I'm not going to have enough money to pay my bills, and it comes across in everything you do. It comes across in all your communication, whether you think it is or not, in your sales process or in your conversations. It's going to come across in everything, that anxiety, and it's going to make you come across as desperate. So you really have to flip the mindset to fix this. It's all intertwined. It's all intertwined.
Absolutely.
Money. Okay, so close the gap.
Yeah.
And how do you suggest they do that?
A little bit at a time. The first one is, acknowledging, what money am I spending right now? Whose money am I spending? Am I spending today me money? Am I putting an obligation on future self if I spend this money? Whose is it? Who does it belong to? Past me? Great. Let's spend past me's money. She worked hard for it. Now I get to benefit from it. Future me, she might not like you very much when you're spending her money.
Right. And having your bank account set up properly, make it very easy for you also, which is something we work on with the coaching. All right. So happy Tuesday, everyone. Sorry to start off Tuesday with a topic that may make people uncomfortable, right? But this is what we do every Tuesday, Money Talk Tuesday. Make sure your finances are in order. If you need help with just your financial piece, please contact Megan. Tell them what you have going on now, Megan.
Oh, I am bookkeeping club right now. So if you're doing your own books and you're finding that you're not doing your own books because either it's scary or you just don't have the time, check out bookkeepingclub.com. I've got a deal going on now for the first month is super cheap. So come check it out.
Love it. And I will tell you, with the work you did, I do my own bookkeeping. Yes, I do. I have 9 people on my team, but I do my own bookkeeping. And I love the fact that Megan helped me get my books straight, so I actually understand what I'm doing. And QuickBooks now has learned so much about what I do that it's now doing it for me. And I go on and I'm like, oh, I used to have to process 20 transactions. And now, just like Megan said, it's learning. It's like QuickBooks Online is what I use. It learns what you do. You have to check it, but it's amazing how quick my bookkeeping is taking. How quick am I saying a sentence improperly? It's not taking me that long now that you showed me what to do, and I've gotten consistent with it because of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really exciting. So, all right. And if you need help charging your worth, becoming profitable, your ladder of services, and all the things you can't seem to make a decision on, that's what I'm here for. So reach out to me, nancyganzikofer.com, sign up for a consult, because it all starts with the initial consult. So talk to you guys on Tuesday next week. Bye.
Bye, Nancy.
Bye. Thanks, Megan.